Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. We will begin in a few moments. We ask that you please turn off all electronic devices or place them on silent mode. As a reminder, military members will stand at attention during the national anthem, and civilian guests are invited to place their hands over their heart.
Regardless of where you were, just trying to think.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Senior Airman Abigail Boyden. On behalf of the 7th Bomb Wing Commander and Presiding Officer, Colonel Joe Kramer, Welcome to the 7th Operations Group's change of command, in which Colonel John McClung relinquishes command to Colonel Daniel Alford. The change of command ceremony is a visible means of handing the reins of command from one commander to another. Exchanging the guidon is more than just a symbolic tradition. The guidon identifies the loyalty and allegiance of the unit. Passing it to another officer was, and still is, the literal, presenting the responsibility of the unit being surrendered by one and accepted by another. Today's ceremony is simple and direct. The departing commander will face the presiding officer, salute, and say, "Sir, I relinquish command." He then steps aside as the new commander takes his place in front of the presiding officer. He salutes and says, "Sir, I assume command." In all, 8 spoken words, but those 8 words represent an ending and a beginning. For Colonel McClung, it marks the end of a distinguished tour with the 7th Operations Group. For Colonel Alford, it heralds the beginning of a new and challenging tour of duty. To both, we offer our best wishes. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the Dyess Honor Guard, singing of our national anthem by Staff Sergeant Tremaine West, and the invocation given by Chaplain Captain Curtis Billman.
Present the color.
Color. Halt. Present. Arm.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we marched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave?
Horn. Horn. Colors. Colors turn. Arc.
Ladies and gentlemen, and knights and tradesmen. Gracious God, transitions are a time of change, of recognition, of challenge, of celebration, and of growth. Today is such a day for the 7th Ops Group as it continues to carry out its mission to execute global conventional bombing when called upon. Thank you for the faithful service of Colonel John McClung as commander of the 7th Ops Group. Grant your blessing on his wife Chanel and their children, Sean, Aaron, and Madison, as they continue to provide their love and support. and walk with him in the days ahead. I ask your blessing on Colonel Daniel Alford as he assumes command of the 7th Ops Group. May he lead with a clear trajectory in an atmosphere of encouragement that values each individual, but also accountability that keeps each airman faithful to the task. Thank you for the continued love and support of his wife, Brandy. Bless all of those who are part of the 7th Ops Group and its squadrons as they continue to carry out their mission. Surround each of us with a network of family and friends so that as we mentor and are mentored, we may flourish both in our work and in our personal lives. Bless our nation and our families, Lord, and protect and support those who are deployed. I pray these things in the name of him in whose image I am created. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you, Dyess Honor Guard, Staff Sergeant West, and Chaplain Miller. At this time, I would like to introduce our distinguished guests in attendance with us today. Please hold your applause until all are announced. The 7th Bomb Wing Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant Rochelle Baker. The 317th Airlift Wing Vice Commander, Colonel Steve Witt. The 7th Operations Group Honorary Commander, Mr. Mike Hutchison from McMurray University. And the former 7th Operations Group Honorary Commander and now a Golden Eagle, Mr. Robert Roadcap. Also joining us today is Colonel McClung's family, his wife Chanel McClung, and their children Sean, Aaron, and Madison. His father, Lieutenant Colonel Barney McClung, United States Air Force retired. His brother, Colonel Michael McClung, United States Air Force retired, along with his wife Angela and their children Taylor, Tori, and Tatum. We are especially pleased to have Colonel Alford's family, his wife, Dr. Brandy Alford, his father, Mark Alford, and his father and mother-in-law, Rick and Gwen Karasowitz. We would also like to welcome all of the families, friends, commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, and Team Dyess warriors that joined us for this special occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the 7th Bomb Wing Commander, Colonel Kramer.
How's everybody doing today? Happy Friday. I told Airman Boyden not to worry about the microphone and let me fumble through it here, and then I'll reposition. What a great day. What a great day. I had to practice these remarks so that I would get through them. Two good friends and leaders on the stage. Very fortunate to be here. You are at America's Lift and Strike Base. We do things here that nobody else can do. The 7th Bomb Wing, together with the 317th Airlift Wing, delivers global strike and hope and freedom worldwide. We have a shared mission. We can only accomplish this mission because we have leaders that adhere to United States core values. They don't tolerate impermissible behaviors. And because we do that, we can shoot missiles from hundreds of miles away to strike within feet of their target. Whether it's through water and MREs for hope, or through the air delivery of the 82nd Airborne, together we do what nobody else can do. And we can do it from here. And the reason why we can fight from here is because of our NCOs, who are the backbone. NCOs, be the backbone. We've got your back. And each and every day here at America's Lift and Strike Base, we focus on being Day 1 Airmen. Not one day airmen, Day 1 Airmen. Good morning, and thanks for being here today to celebrate a time-honored tradition. I don't think we talked about Frederick the Great in the lead up to this event, but we typically do, and Frederick the Great is known to be the greatest tactician that's ever lived. And there's a parallel to that with the leaders that we have on today's stage. I'll get to that in a moment. But thanks, I'd like to say, first I'd like to say thanks to some folks. Dyess Honor Guard, thanks for being here. Airman Boyden, you're doing great. Keep it up. No pressure. Sergeant West, incredible as usual. I was kind of worried the microphone wasn't capturing the national anthem, but it turns out he didn't need it at all. Chaplain B, stellar as usual, and then protocol team, we're in surge season. We're going to make it through it, and y'all are doing great. Thanks so much. To the McClung family, Chanel, Sean, Aaron, and Madison, thanks for serving alongside your husband and dad. Chanel, thanks in particular for your effort and role you took with the Dyess Spouses group. You led during a time of turmoil for that group and righted the ship, along with Robin Pope, Michelle Halleck, and others, to make that private organization viable, with the results of tens of thousands of dollars in scholarship funding and awarded much more. Congratulations. Thank you. Larnie, thanks for being here today and your contributions to our nation over the years. For folks that don't know, Colonel McClung's father was a long-range strike aviator in one of those other bombers and walked away from likely further promotion to ensure his family could flourish in a stable location. No surprise then that big brother Michael was a colonel in the United States Air Force, and now little brother Miles will complete his service as a colonel this afternoon. I think y'all three will have your first names back. Later this afternoon, as Colonel John C. McClung retires. Thank you, Larnie, Michael, Angela, and soon to be John. But I do secretly wonder if at future family gatherings, the greetings will continue to be a little bit more formal. Colonel? Something also tells me this is not the last line in the McClung tradition of service, and I have no doubt that Sean, Aaron, or Madison will be a B-21 aviator one day. And Madison, my money is on you. I'd also like to thank Dr. Brandy Elford for being here today. Mark Elford, Rick, graduates. No doubt Dan would not be on this stage without your love and support over the years. I know it was a bit of a journey to get here today, and as we like to say here locally, we thank y'all. Take as many pictures as you want, and then take one more like we talked about earlier. It's only going to happen once, and I made the mistake in June of 2021 that I didn't get a family photo. I'll forever regret it, and so I pass on that lesson learned. Randy in particular, thanks for your support and your strength over the next couple years. There'll be some professional sacrifices. I know that your professional goals are at a distance from here, but I think the balance that you'll find in this community and the association with the incredible people in big country will bring that back into harmony. And so I want to tell you thanks in preparation for the challenge. And so folks, that brings me to the theme really of today's ceremony, which is family. This is family business. I sense there's a realization of the folks that are in this hangar today and are watching and specifically tuned into this, that you understand that you're part of a tribe. And the tribe is the Black Crosses. And it's a tribe mentality that Colonel McClung has fostered through the mantra, stay lethal, stay frosty. And it's more than just a mantra. And it's more than the tribe that was forged in fire over the skies of St. Mihiel, Meuse-Argonne, and Alsace-Lorraine. It's results that are happening from the Black Crosses today. I'll just cover 7 of them, because we could be here a while. So here's the top 7. Why don't we start with every higher headquarters task? And the reason why the hangar might be a little bit sparse today is because there's 4 B-1s and hundreds of airmen that are forward at Fairford telling the Russians to knock it off. And we just did some show of presence over Bosnia and Kosovo. If you haven't remembered, there's a reason why that part of the world is so dangerous in terms of escalation. And that was 20 million that we lost with humanity in World War I. Your team is forward. They're not here today, and they're doing a JOB. Perfect BTF, being the 9th DBS. First time we've met a flying hour program in 5 years at this installation. Number 3, 24/7 support for America's Lift and Strike Base, including national use. Number 4, Fairchild Trophy win. Best darn bomb win. Best bomb squad. Number 5, global effects. United States AFRICOM, United States European Command, United States Indo-Pacific Command, United States Southern Command, United States Central Command, Northern Command, and United States Strategic Command. Yes, the ISB-1s are everywhere. Strengthening the fight from here mentality and capability. by ensuring our ramp was viable and our C2 campus expanded. And number 7, Miles, developing airmen. You took the effort to effectively develop your replacements. Thank you. But to expand on my comments beyond your period of command here, I'd like you to know that there are some legends in the B1 community, names that we both know, and I need you to know that today you're among them. You've helped me, Miles. Thank you. The FTTP 3-1 B1 has your fingerprints on nearly every page. Thank you. The nation is safer because of what you've done. Thank you. And instead of happy hunting, I wish you blue skies. And as we close one chapter in 7th OG history, we begin another. Colonel Daniel Alford, welcome to the team. Silverback and I go a few years back. We begin another chapter, and Silverback, your role is expanding. In a couple minutes, you'll be given the authority and responsibility for executing global conventional bombing directed by, with, and through the proper command authority. You'll lead the most complex B1 operations with over 5 diverse flying squadrons. The relationships you foster will enable, further, and impact this installation for years. Your team will be responsible for national missions at this base. And there's a reason the C-130 is parked out here this morning by my teammate Colonel Tom Langford and good friend Colonel Steve Wick and their Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant Williams. You will enable their success. Your success is their success. You will pay 7th Bomb Wing's execution of Air Force Global Strike's mission and purpose worldwide. But most importantly, you'll be responsible for the pride, discipline, and excellence of our operations. Lights on. And I need to remind everybody in this hangar why it matters. And maybe why I do get a smidge West Texas dust in my eye. Because we could talk about the latest headlines of Russian aggression in Ukraine, or the escalation that the Chinese, or really the People's Republic of China, in terms of geopolitical terms, fear, honor, and interest in the Indo-Pacific region and really globally. But I like to think of it in simple mathematic terms. And the number is 0. Our oldest ally has 0 bombers. Our closest ally has 0 bombers. Our most jovial ally, the Aussies, has 0 bombers. There's only 5 combat fighting units in the free world in the Mighty Eight, and we have them all. And the heart of it is right here at Dyess Air Force Base. We are our nation's Fight Tonight capability. Welcome to the show, Silverback. You're ready. You're an elite aviator who's combat proven more than once. You've taught the highest end tactics. You've commanded and shaped the future of our Air Force. You've served on the most senior levels of staff, developing combat capabilities for those to follow. In some ways, I'm jealous. I can't do this all over again. But we each have our roles to play to further our nation's interest. So I can't wait to work together in the short term to conquer the challenges in front of us, to consistently employ winning and when decisive air power for our nation. And I'd like to thank everybody that's here today for what you do each and every day for my kids' kids. Wars ab Hilton.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as Colonel Kramer presents the Legion of Merit, 1st Oak Leaf Cluster, to Colonel McClung.
Publish the order.
Attention orders. To all who shall see these presents, greetings. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America, authorized by Act of Congress July 20th, 1942, has awarded the Legion of Merit, 1st Oak Leaf Cluster, to Colonel John C. McClung, for exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding services, 10 July 2021 to 1 December 2023. Colonel John C. McClung distinguished himself by exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Commander, 7th Operations Group, Dyess Air Force Base, Texas, from 10 July 2021 to 1 December 2023. During this period, the exemplary ability, diligence, and devotion to duty of Colonel McClung were instrumental factors in resolution of many complex problems of major importance to the United States Air Force. His leadership on the installation provided ready airmen and capable B-1 and C-130 aircraft to combatant commanders in support of the worldwide task force. During his tour, Dyess met all higher headquarters taskings, and B-1 missions were truly global, supporting U.S. AFRICOM, U.S. UCOM, U.S. TACOM, U.S. SOUTHCOM, U.S. CENTCOM, U.S. NORTHCOM, and U.S. STRATCOM objectives. Colonel McClung deployed as the Air Expeditionary Lead Vice Commander for Red Flag 22-2, where he led a multinational coalition of 450 personnel to safely integrate 80 aircraft during 677 sorties, enabling 14 mission commander upgrades for the United States Air Force and enhancing combat capability of the joint force and coalition partners. Additionally, Colonel McClung cultivated a culture of excellence, resulting in the 7th Bomb Wing dominating the 2021 Air Force Global Strike Command Global Strike Challenge and securing Best Bomb Wing. Furthermore, Colonel McClung's emphasis on innovation fostered key enhancements with innovations such as waterfall scheduling, which increased efficiency and ultimately achieved a balanced fleet health while zeroing out the Wing's $120 million fiscal year 2022 flying hour program, a feat accomplished by only 7 other combat Air Force units. Finally, with the mindset that Dyess airmen must be able to fight from here, Colonel McClung skillfully guided a multi-group team in the revitalization and renovation of the Wing's command and control campus, enabling joint all-domain command and control for B-1 long-range strike capabilities and future B-21 operations. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Colonel McClung culminate a long and distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce the 7th Operations Group Commander, Colonel John McClung.
Good morning, everyone. I'll tell you, whoever thought of me doing 3 speeches in 36 hours, we got to fire that guy. But I think that was me. So here we go with speech number 2, and this one's pretty meaningful to me, as this stage is pretty meaningful to me as well too, with my family here today. And it's awesome to see this air power on this group for West Texas today, so I thank everybody for coming. And that's all I'm really going to do, is just say a bunch of thank yous if I can. First of all, I'd like to thank God. Someone told me once that God's purpose in your life is greater than your mistakes. For me, to have this opportunity, again, is a true testament to that. Colonel Kramer, thanks for giving me enough maneuver room to lead the ops group. You showed a lot of trust in me and the team, and we didn't get you fired, so I guess we passed. We passed the test there. Before I begin my thoughts, though, I'd like to recognize the team who put this together. Thank you, Staff Sergeant West and Chaplain B, the Honor Guard, Gate, Splash, and what appeared to be every lieutenant in the 28th Bomb Squadron for moving this from the other hangar over to here today. That was awesome. The senior airman boy narrating, I appreciate it. This is the right venue, though. These majestic airplanes that I see, Old Glory behind me. Thank you, 28th AMXS, for transforming this place on such short notice. Team Dyess, I'd like to thank all of you as well, too. Steve and the 317th, you guys have always been mission focused and with the smallest footprint possible. You put the agile in ACE, and I appreciate you guys and what you guys do with the lift of Lift and Strike Base. To my fellow group commanders,
thank you for letting the ops group be the prima donnas when we needed to be. The ops group gets to score all the touchdowns, right? We're the ones on TV, but it's a team sport. In MSG, in the med group, they enable us to take the field. So thank you, Todd and Heath, for making that happen. Special shout out to the Dirty and the 489th. You guys made TFI easy. Guilty. Special shout out to Josh Pope and the maintenance group. It's been a Herculean effort balancing the priorities and feeding all these hungry mouths with such little food. And the ops group, our plate was always full. Now, I would have gotten fired a long time ago without an amazing front office. So Kareem, Richard, Smash, Nails, and Chaos, thanks for keeping me out of jail. And Deb, she has a thankless job as the wing scheduler, and she works tirelessly week in and week out. Thank you, Deb, for putting up with my slacksmanship. Also, God blessed me with the exact leadership team I needed to round me out. So thank you, Polo, Blue, Chief Walker, Chief Pete, and Chief Edmonds. Steve, Romero, and Sergeant Brown, the first among shirts. Luckily, we had a maintenance group change command about a year ago, where Blue would have had probably 3 aneurysms by now. So thank you, Blue and Polo, again, for making that happen. Command was easy for me, and that's because I had 4 awesome squadron commanders working for me. Quick Strike, Flare, Bobcat, and Grizz, thanks for making this happen. And Poison, hey, the verdict's still out for the first 24 hours. It's been pretty good. Only 2 text messages last night. That was awesome. To my parents, when we took command, Chanel and I both had our mothers and fathers, and we leave command with the loss of both of our mothers. I know that they are both looking down on us, beaming with pride. And I thank that Team Nebraska Road and Team OG for closing ranks and helping us get through some tough times. Especially the Edmonds and Howitts and the Jink Eye. I still won't let Chief Edmonds buy me a meal. It's awesome. Dad, thanks for writing a few chapters of 3-1.parenting and helping me and Chanel rewrite some of those chapters too. I'll have some more words this afternoon for everybody, but I want to thank you guys. Mike, Angela, and the girls, thank you for always making the trip to West Texas. Every time you guys come, the weather's beautiful, so I appreciate you guys being here, and it's been awesome growing up again. My father's sister from DC is here, Aunt Y. It's ironic, she's never been to any of my assumptions of command, but she's always been to all my relinquishings of command. So I think she didn't want to jinx it, but I appreciate you being here again, Aunt Y. And thanks, Flo, for making the trip as well, too. You've been an awesome friend, godparent as well. To the Abilene McClungs, Madison, Sean, and Aaron, you guys have grown up so much in 2 years. I chose this profession, you guys didn't. Thank you for all your sacrifices and your selflessness and your ability to make me humble at a moment's notice. To my bride, she's flat awesome. She's adorning the red hat today. And man, I've never seen her fail at anything except gardening. But she's got everything wired. Thanks for being my ride or die. I never imagined that I'd ever be on the stage, but you did. Thank you for making me the human I am today. Finally, to the men and women of the 7th Ops Group, I won't repeat all the accolades that the boss did, but I will stop a couple of them. Some that he may have missed as well, too. First of all, in the last 2 years, we've graduated 87 students for the 4 combat squadrons. And like the boss said, we met every higher headquarters tasking and touched every global combatant command, won countless MAGCOM and HAF awards, to include, like he said, the best bomb squadron and the best bomb, which let the wing win the Wing Fairchild's trophy. So chop and sweep it. And thank you to the Phoenix Warriors as well. By the way, we did all this for 2 straight years, and we were told to be ready to deliver lethality at a moment's notice, and we were always ready to deliver it right here from America's Lift and Strike base. Or in other words, we stayed frosty. Thank you, 7th Ops Group. Command is usually a burden and a privilege, but the last 2 years have been nothing but a privilege. Silverback and Brandy, I wish you guys good luck. Enjoy the ride. You got the phone, man. Fight's on, guys. Thank you.
Ms. McClung, please accept these flowers in appreciation for your sacrifice, commitment, and support to the 7th Operations Group. Sir, it has been our great honor to serve under your command. The men and women of the 7th Operations Group thank you for your leadership, support, and dedication. We wish you good luck and Godspeed in the future. On behalf of the men and women of the 7th Operations Group, the Deputy Operations Group Commander will now render Colonel McClung his final salute as their commander. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the change of command.
Publish the order.
Attention orders. By order of Colonel Joseph K. Kramer, Special Order Number G 2320, Colonel Daniel M. Alford assumes command of the 7th Operations Group Vice, Colonel John C. McClung, effective 2 June 2023.
Sir, I will.
Sir, I assume command.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce the commander of the 7th Operations Group, Colonel Alford.
Thank you. I'm going to continue the theme today and say a lot of thank yous right now. Colonel Kramer, thank you. Colonel McClung, thank you. My fellow group commanders, wing and group chiefs, distinguished guests, honorary commanders, visitors from the Abilene community and the surrounding area, family, friends, and especially the men and women of the 7th Operations Group and Team Dyess. Thank you for being here today and showing your support. I know you have busy schedules, and many of you travel long distance to be with Miles and I as we execute this time-honored tradition. Colonel Kramer, I'd like to offer my sincere gratitude for this incredible opportunity to take the helm of the greatest bomb group in the Air Force Military Command. I also want to thank you for your friendship over the years and your belief in me. I assure you that Brandy and I are eager to begin this next adventure in the chapter in our lives. Miles, the 7th Operations Group is firing on all cylinders. I can only imagine how proud you must be at this moment as you get ready to close out the next chapter and head on to the next chapter of your career. Thank you to you and Chanel for your friendship, camaraderie, and leadership over the last 15 or so years. I'm proud to take the flag from you, and I know you leave big shoes to fill. Brandy and I are excited to continue the legacy you and Chanel leave behind. To the men and women of the 7th Operations Group, I am humbled and thankful for the opportunity to lead you as we continue to train, employ, and sustain air power and airmen in the service of our nation. To the team that put this event together and executed it, Captain Odell, Captain Fleming, Staff Sergeant West, Senior Airman Boyden, Base Protocol, Chaplain, the Honor Guard, Chief Edmonds, and all the members of the formation. And I apologize if I've forgotten anybody. Thank you. I know this comes on top of your normal duties, and I want to just say thank you yet again for making it such a special day for Miles and I. To the many mentors and leaders I have served with, Charlotte, I know Cook couldn't make it today, but if you would pass to him that thank you for all the times he took the opportunity to teach me. I take those lessons and I find myself saying some of the same things in hard moments and choices that I have to make. To my father, And in honor of my mother, who couldn't be here, is no longer with us. Thank you for being here and giving me the moral compass to stand where I am today. This is not something easily taught, and it comes at great cost. Thank you. Matt and Dak, or Mom and Dad Karasowitz, thank you for being part of the Air Force, this Air Force journey, and always being there for Brandy Scampley and I. Finally, Brandy, thank you most of all for all the sacrifices you have made to allow me to stand here today. I know moving has gotten more challenging and stressful over the years, especially when I managed to put your box of shoes at the back of a 10 by 25 storage shed and housing has rolled our delivery day to the house one more day. I'm sorry. But in the words of Neo, Fabulous, and Timbaland, I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force when we're together. I wouldn't want to do this without you, and I look forward to everything ahead of us. For my part, I'm going to take my cue from an 8th Air Force grade. In December of 1942, Ira Ecker assumed command of the 8th Air Force in England. In his first speech to the English, he said, "We won't do much talking until we've done more fighting. After we've gone, we hope you'll be glad we came." I'll do my talking once I'm done my fighting. Colonel Kramer, thank you for this sacred opportunity. To the 7th Operations Group, it's going to be an honor and privilege to serve beside you. Thank you.
We extend a warm welcome to the Alford family. Dr. Alford, please accept these flowers on behalf of the men and women of the 7th Operations Group. The men and women of the 7th Operations Group will now welcome Colonel Alford with his first salute as their commander. This concludes today's ceremony. We'd like to thank everyone for their attendance. Please join us here to your left for a welcome reception in honor of Colonel Alford and his family. Please stand and join us for the singing of the Air Force song and remain standing for the departure of the official party.
1, 2, 3, sing.